The topic name is IAM, Identity and Access Management. So what is IAM here? It's a web service that helps you to securely control the AWS resources. By using IAM, we can control the authentication as well as authorization to the AWS resources. That is nothing but who is logging into the AWS resources, that is called authentication. Authorization is nothing but what they can able to do in AWS resources. So it controls the authentication and authorization service of the AWS resources. And also it can control which user can access the EC2 instance and which user can access the S3 instance. And also what they can access in the EC2 instance, what they can access in the S3 instance. So here IAM is a global service, not a regional service, it's a global service. So when you log into AWS account, the account what we logging in is nothing but your root account, which has been created by default. We should not share this root account to anyone. So we can create a user in IAM and we can share the permission. So users are people within the organization. We can create users in the IAM. Suppose if we want to, if we have more number of users available, we can make them as a group here. Okay, that is called group. So group contains users. So but group does not contain another group. So users are combined together and created as a group here. So group we have multiple users are available, or we can have individual user also we can have. So there are 4 components available there in IAM: users, groups, roles and policy. User is nothing but a physical person who should have a root account. So when I say physical person here, okay, if he provide permission, okay, he can able to allow, you can able to allow the resources, or we can deny the resources for him also. So by using IAM, you can create and manage the user. Okay, use permission to allow or deny access to the AWS resources. So user is nothing but a physical person is called a user. What about group here? Groups is nothing but combined one. If users are combined together, they form as a group here. We can apply permission to the group so that whatever permission we are giving, that is applicable for the users available inside the group. So users are created, can also divide, okay, among groups here. Then we can apply permission to the group that will apply for the users. What is role here? Roles we cannot apply to the users here. Roles can be applied to the application or AWS resources, AWS services. Roles can apply for the machines, not for the users. What is policy here? Policy is nothing but permission. It's nothing but a JSON document in which we have allow permission as well as deny permission available. Based on the permission, users can able to log into the resources, okay, or they can be denied to access the resources. So permission, to assign permission to the users, or we can assign permission to the groups, or we can assign permission to the roles or resources also we can give permission. You can create a policy, it's nothing but a document, okay, it contains permissions, whether they can able to log in or whether they cannot able to log in. So what are the best practices you can follow, okay, while accessing the AWS resources? First thing, you should not use the root account. Okay, that's what they are suggesting to go for IAM, Identity and Access Management. Next thing, instead of using single user, we can group them into groups. Why? Instead of applying policy for each user, if you apply policy for the group, that will be available or that will be applicable for the users available inside the group. So go with users here. Next thing, multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication, nothing but 2-factor might be. Here you can say, initially we will provide username and password to log into the resource, right? But apart from that, it will ask for a code actually. Okay, MFA code it will ask to log into the resources. That is called a multi-factor authentication. Grant least permission. So instead of giving complete permission for the users, what is required for the particular user? So that is minimum permission we can have to provide to them, not to provide all the permission for a single user, which is not okay use for them. Never write code, never write credentials in the code. So these are the best practice we have to follow while going with the AWS resources. So what is permission here? Permission is nothing but a policy we are applying for the users or groups. So users or groups can be assigned with a document, JSON document called policy here. So JSON is nothing but JavaScript object notation. It's nothing but a policy. It consists of permission for the users. So when I say permission here, the users can allow or users can deny to access the resources. So they are asking us to provide the least permission. Not we should not give more permission for them. Least privilege permission we have to provide. So that okay, it's one of the best practice we are following. So this is the document, JSON command here. So here, how the policy we have applied here. For developer, we have the policy we have to provide, right? So what are policy? What is the minimum policy? Privilege policy we have to apply. We should not provide all the policy here. Similarly, audit, what was required for them that we have to provide. We should not. There is no need for them to provide all the policy. Similarly for operation and similarly for individual also. How the policy structure look like? It consists of version and also ID and statements. So version is nothing but policy version, okay, along with the date when the policy has been developed, policy version available. ID is nothing but identifier of the policy, along with the statement. Statement, we have multiple statements available here. Inside the statement, we can say, okay, statement ID is available, along with the effect, whether allow or deny is available here. Then we can say which resource you are going to provide permission, what action it has to do. Finally, we can say the resource. Okay, all the information available inside the statements. This is nothing but JSON document. How the policy we have to apply? What kind of policy we have to apply for IAM here? Because if you provide the weak password, okay, it's vulnerable. Anyone can be able to log in. This may be hackable. So instead of that, we have to provide the strong password. To provide the strong password, what are the things we have to follow? So if you provide strong password, it is nothing but equal to high security of your account. So what is the password? How to provide the password here? It consists of okay, minimum of 8 characters should be there in the password. Okay, then it should include the upper character, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and alphanumeric also. So we have to allow okay, all IAM users to change their own password. There is an option available. If you click the option, they can change the password when they first log in. And also we have to give permission in such a way that it will ask for password. Okay, after it will ask for password or asking the user to change the password for certain amount of time. So prevent the password to reuse the same. Prevent the user to use the same password. Okay, these are the best practice we have to follow for creating a password here. So next thing, multi-factor authentication. So multi-factor authentication is also called as two-factor authentication, or if I have only two authentication available. So first authentication nothing but it will ask for username and password. You provide the username and password, again it will go and ask for second factor authentication, nothing but your MFA code. MFA code we can provide via like some of the authenticator available there in the mobile also, or we can use the device to provide the MFA code. So first option, when you log into the AWS account here, it will ask for username and password. Once you provide the username and password here, then it will ask for MFA code, multi-factor authentication code. So you can type the multi-factor authentication code here. After that, it will log into the resource. So if you don't provide multi-factor authentication, it won't log in at all. So one more thing, for adding multi-factor authentication, there is no charge. Okay, Amazon does not asking for any charge for multi-factor authentication. So multi-factor authentication. Okay, why we are going for multi-factor authentication? If our password, if the configuration password has been revealed or configuration is deleted, okay, some of the resource has been deleted by hacker. So we have to protect our account. So if our password has been hacked, okay, our account is not. If we want to have our account not to be compromised, we have to go for multi-factor authentication here. So multi-factor authentication, first thing, we have to provide username password. Second, it will ask for MFA code. Once you provide both, actually, it will log into the resource. So MFA code, okay, how to get the MFA code here? By using Android mobile phone, there is a Google Authenticator available there in the Play Store. Okay, in iPhone also, okay, Google Authenticator available. Okay, or we can say BlackBerry, Google Authenticator available. For Windows Phone, they are having Authenticator. By using Authenticator also, we can log into the resource. Then apart from that, ATI, two-factor authentication. This is also available there in the Play Store. So we can log in by using MFA code. Apart from that, we can have a device like is nothing but a security key. Provide security here. This is available there in Amazon also. So we can purchase from Amazon. We can use this. Okay, we can use this key, security key here. Then lot of hardware keys also available, which has been provided for multiple vendors. We can use any kind of device for getting the MFA code. How to log into the AWS resource? There are three ways in which we can log into the AWS resource. One is via management console. Another one is command line interface. Next, software development kit. So there are only three methods or three ways in which we can log into the AWS resource. Via console method we can log in, or via command line interface we can log in, or SDK, software development kit, we can log into the AWS resource. For SDK as well as CLI, command line interface, we require access key. So access key can be generated via AWS console. So access key, along with access key, we have security key also included. Access key is nothing but similar to your username. Security key is similar to your password. But if you have both, username and password, we can log into the resource. So this is an example for username here and password to log into the resource. So this is nothing but what? AWS CLI, command line interface. So AWS CLI command line interface, we can download from GitHub. It's an open source. We can download, we can use it. Via scripting, via script actually, we can able to create the resources. So you can see here, yes, the AWS S3 CP. I can able to create a bucket also. I can able to we can add the storage in the bucket by using CLI. So it's open source. We can add the object in the bucket in S3. Similar software development kit here. So a lot of languages are supported here: C++, Python, Java, JavaScript, PHP, .NET, Go, Ruby. Lot of software has been supporting the SDK, software development kit. Through software development kit also, we can able to log into the AWS resources. Here, one more thing, the AWS CLI is built on AWS SDK for Python here. Roles, we already discussed that. Roles we can apply only for the resource. So, why we are using role here? On behalf of you, we can if you want to give permission, we can assign role here. So, some AWS service will need to perform action on behalf of you. For this one, we require role. So, to do so, we will assign permission to the AWS resource with IAM role also. So, instead of on behalf of yourself, we can use IAM role to give permission for the AWS resources. Thank you very much.